Hello, and welcome to the Coaching Crowd podcast with me, Jo Wheatley, and my friend and co host, Zoe Hawkins.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another week. And this week, we're talking to you about 10 results that you'll get from training to be a coach. And the reason we're bringing this to you today is obviously there is a big reason that is obvious, which is you'll gain skills and resources to be able to coach and help people to help themselves and achieve their goals. But that's the obvious reason. There's actually lots of non-obvious reasons that we don't talk about so much on the podcast. So for those of you who are thinking of training to be a coach, or really want to be reminded of your journey and why you did this in the first place, then here we are today to talk about the reasons and benefits that you'll get from training to be a coach.
So, first up is making new friends. Um, don't discount that because when you join a coaching program, you are going to be connecting with other like-minded souls, humans. You'll naturally have things in common because you're interested in all the things Zoe just mentioned. And because of the depth and the duration often of time that you spend together training to be coaches, and you're practicing being a coach, but you're also being coached yourself. So you are sharing a lot of personal information with each other as you invest in yourself and in supporting each other. And that's how friendships are made, through vulnerability, opening up to other people. And another important part around the friendship element is training with a friend. Like, go and do the training with somebody else, somebody that you already trust and have connection with, so that that can support your learning and your enjoyment of the program too. So, there's a lot of people that do feel a bit lonely in their roles, or not having people in their lives maybe that have common interests to them. So yeah, that would be start with number one.
Yeah, we see lots of people make lifelong friendships on our programs, don't we? I mean, if I look back to the first cohort that we worked with, we're in touch with many of those people still, and they are in touch with each other. And it's one of the things that these experiences bring people together in, beyond really ways of other friendships. It's a different shared experience. And I think as an adult, it is quite hard to make new friends. There aren't many sort of places or experiences that you can go to where you sort of easily find your tribe, and we do the hard work for you, right? We're drawing all the people in that have this shared interest, so all you need to do is step into the container and you will find somebody who you resonate with for sure. So yes, number one was friends. Number two, oh, go on, Joe.
I was just going to say, it's how you and I met. We met on a course. It wasn't a coaching course. It was a master's, but that is where our friendship started. And look what we created from that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also have friends who I've met on other CPD programs. And the piece that you said about doing courses together, every time we find a course, we're like, oh, should we do this together? And we very nearly got to it, didn't we, with the course you're doing most recently, but the dates didn't work for me. So absolutely, bring your friends and make new ones. So number two is to be a better leader. We see this a lot with people who come on our programs. They don't necessarily want all of the certifications to be the coach and be an independent practitioner, but they do want to gain the skills to be a better leader. And many leaders will go on to qualify and certify so that they have that credibility as well. But their intention is to come and learn how to build, lead, inspire, and help others. And it's not really just about the other people, it's also about themselves. So, in order to be a better leader, it's often about taking a look at yourself in the mirror and understanding, where are the places that I'm really strong and the things about my leadership that are really working. And actually, where can I bring more courage and compassion to my work to lead in a different way that is more authentic or more helpful? So, it's a very much a personal transformation journey, I think I would say, when you come on these programs, particularly for leaders, and they find another level at which they can lead their teams.
I think it can be really helpful for healing. So healing parts of yourself, or becoming or confronting or parts of yourself that maybe you're less comfortable with as a leader. And it can also give a confidence and equip you with skills to be able to manage those critical conversations with people, whether that is where there are performance issues and you want to support the person to get up to speed, or they're exiting conversations, or perhaps they're just conversations where, peers come and talk to you and you're wondering what is appropriate for me to do. How is it appropriate for me to be in those situations? And I think that doing a coaching qualification helps to give you that sense of balance and quiet confidence about handling those situations.
Yeah. So, number 3, and we've talked a little bit about this before, but it's about mental health and resilience. And as you alluded to there, Joe, like coaching programs are healing, and when you think about healing, it's not about, deep, dark wounds. It's everyday healing and it's everyday mental health. So, when you come onto a coaching program, you're obviously learning to support others in the pursuit of their goals. But what you do at the same time is you teach yourself how to help yourself in all aspects of life. So the programs teach you, just another lens through which to look at yourself. So being able to access your emotions and understand um, the interaction between your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors, and really how you come to be in a healthy or non-healthy place. And when you find yourself perhaps slipping into a zone where you're at your least fulfilled or at your least resourced, instead of what you may have done before a program, which would be to kind of linger there and feel stuck, you have all of these resources at hand to be able to levers to pull to be like, okay, is this where I want to be? Is this where I'm choosing to be in this moment? Right. What do I need to do? How do I need to be? What do I need to shift in order to help myself to move forward? And we talk about it really as igniting your inner coach. So, in order to be a coach for others, you get to awaken your inner coach for yourself at the same time.
I think that mental health and resilience piece is really critical, and it's also about energetic boundaries, noticing when, we have, lots of people that come on the programs have day jobs that they partly enjoy, but also partly they exhaust them, or maybe they sense that their role or their organization is going in a direction that doesn't feel completely aligned to them anymore. And so can have a draining impact. And sometimes doing the coaching qualification is a way to kind of recalibrate the balance in their life, the energetic balance of doing something that energizes them, that breathes that life and enthusiasm back into them, as well as being able to be that person for other people too, and being able to be in support of other people around that, equipping them with the skills to be able to support people with that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think when we reflect back on our journey, I probably came into coaching, I think we've shared on another podcast, because of things I knew within myself that I wanted to work on. Parts of myself where I felt stuck, or parts of myself where I was experiencing emotions that I no longer wanted to have, but they were lingering, and it was affecting my mental health, my everyday mental health. And so I lent into personal development as a route to be able to work with that and learn different strategies. And I've got that and more. So, yeah, mental health and resilience is a big part of the coaching journey. And of course, if you come into coaching with an idea that maybe one day you would become an independent practitioner, or with the full intention that that is your goal, coaching is a route to an additional income stream, either as a replacement for what you're doing right now and a change of career, or what many people refer to as a side hustle, something that they can offer. And we also have people come in with a view to it being a retirement plan, people who are looking to finish their main career but aren't actually ready to just to sit back in a rocking chair with a book and daytime TV. They want to keep working in a meaningful way because they've got a lot of life and love left to give into the world. And coaching can be a great retirement plan, or even semi-retirement plan for people who aren't quite there yet. So I think that piece around thinking about coaching as an avenue to a business is a great result that you can get from training to be a coach.
I just have my coaching radar on all the time when I'm in conversations with people, and I hear the way they talk, or that, their values. I think you'd make a great coach, or they might be sharing like, oh, I'm in this role. I'm kind of wanting to do something different. I'm like, you could do this. You could train to be a coach. Because I suppose to us, with, and the experience that we've had and what we can see how relatively easy it is to pivot into a coaching career, because everybody that comes on a coach training program already has the foundational skills. They need to nurture them and refine them, but they already have it. So coaching is a great way to add an additional income stream. And I think having side hustle, whatever you want to call it, is fast becoming the norm.
Mm.
That people used to talk about portfolio careers when people would, move on to a new organization and a new role very quickly. Now I think side hustle is really the way that a lot of people go about it, especially with the increase in living costs for people. And so people are looking to be able to top up their income, and it may be that their employer aren't able to stretch to, increasing their salary. And so if you want to take more control of your income yourself, this is a great way to be able to do that.
Yeah, and of course it's a desire, isn't it? It's sometimes it's the itch that needs scratching. And I remember when I was in an employed role, I always knew I would have my own business one day. I mean, I'd have my own, I get to share it with you, but it was something that was gnawing at me that I needed to satisfy. And when I went and did my coaching training, it wasn't with the full intention that that would be the thing. I did a number of things before I reached coaching training. But I always had the open mind, and I always had the intention. And so if you're somebody who is, aware that you would enjoy the independence and the freedom, or that you have a multi-passionate kind of profile, coaching is a great avenue in which to explore to be able to do that.
So, taking a little side turn, coaching is also a way to become a better parent. And we say that through our own experience, our own beliefs about how we parent our children in comparison to how we may have parented them if we didn't have the coaching experience and training that we have. And I am so, so grateful to all the training and experiences that I've had to give me a toolkit, some agility as a parent. It gives me the ability to be able to step back when all my buttons are being pushed at the same time over and over again as a parent, to be able to take that step back, reset, look at it in different ways, to be able to help my children to develop their own inner coach, that their relationship with their own inner voice and narrative.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not just about how I coach my children. I mean, my children will know if I'm overtly coaching them, but instilling a positive mindset and instilling, some resilience. I hope I do that well. There are days where, of course, I question that myself, but it's about me as a parent. And both of us, Joe, are from neurodivergent households. And in the early days when we didn't know, I didn't know I was in a neurodivergent household, and I was experiencing parenting in a very different way to many of my friends. And I'm I'm literally like questioning myself on a daily basis. Like, is this me? Like, am I such a terrible parent that my child is struggling? And a coaching at that point in time was my friend, because it stopped me spiraling down what could have been a very dark pathway. And it also enabled me to be um, determined, diligent, ruthless in the search for the support, and not answers for my child, but clarity around the experience my child was having. And at the time, I was having, very adult conversations with my child about their experience. And it was them who was able to tell me what they wanted, whether we did or didn't go down a diagnostic pathway, whether we did or didn't seek support, and why or why not they were experiencing things different in the world. And I think if I didn't have coaching, it would have been a very different journey. There would have been a lot of self-blame, and there probably would have been a lot of child blame as well. So at that time, coaching was a huge friend to me and helped me to navigate what was difficult for our household at the time. I wouldn't say it's graceful, none of that is graceful, but it is a really important part of the journey that I was on.
Mm. And hopefully, in turn, our children, if they choose to and are able to become parents themselves, will, be able to pay that forward again themselves from the experience that they have had. And training to be a coach is fun. Now, Zoe and I were debating this. I should be really honest about it. I'm like, is it really fun to do a master's level qualification, like a workshop? Yeah. Maybe like an entry master's one. Zoe's adamant. Yes, it is fun. And of course, it is fun, and it is challenging too. So it's not just like fun, fun, fun. It definitely is challenging. But if you're somebody that finds that fun and enjoyable, like we do, we find learning, being stretched, being challenged, like, do I agree with that or not? Oh, that's really interesting. So that would be my qualification around it.
Yes, not a night out, and it's not a night out and on a disco, is it? It is fun in a nerdy way. Like we always talk about ourselves as nerds. Like I find learning fun. I love to be challenged. I love to have a lot on in terms of my intellectual capacity. So I did my supervisor training when my son was 1, my other child was 3, and my other one had just started school. And when I look back now, I'm like, I mean, that was quite a lot. But at the time I enjoyed it. It was my place to go. It was my space for myself. And I was felt like I was investing in myself at a time when really my life was taken up with parenting. Obviously I had the business as well, but it was a very busy time in my life. But I needed that. And it was fun for me. It was my playground to be creative and explore and think about different ways to practice. So it really depends on your definition of fun. However, from our lens, yeah, learning in this way is really fun. You get to learn about yourself, you get to learn about other people, you get to learn almost like there's these secrets in the world. Like, how have I never been taught that before? Your eyes will be opened and you will start to see the world and relationships in a way that you can't unsee. And for me, that's endlessly fun. So if you're relating to that, then yeah, maybe this is something for you.
And I think training to be a coach is also about credibility. So training as a coach with us gives you a route to accreditation. That's another benefit of it, a route to accreditation. So you're not only doing a course, there's lots of courses out there where you've done a course, but what do you have to show for it? So it is a route to accreditation, which means that you can apply for accreditation with one of the accrediting bodies. And that gives you that credibility. It gives you the evidence that you've put in the time, you've put in the practice, you've done the reading, you've done the research. This is something that you're really committed to and believe in and have experienced yourself to understand what it's like to be in that coachee role, which sets you up for those other things, being a better leader, being a better human being, being a CEO, an entrepreneur, like all of those different things. And they are really important benefits of training to be a coach with an organization that offer accredited courses and or qualifications like we do.
Yeah. And that piece that you're saying around you get to experience it. That's because when you train with us, you will spend time in the role of coachee with a peer from your course coaching you, not only in our live sessions where we're doing practicing, but for a whole coaching relationship, you will be somebody's client for 6 coaching sessions and you are modeling what will happen, in the real, what we call in the real world with clients when you engage with them. And that is a huge benefit and result of being a coach. So being able to be a coachee obviously is going to enable you to work through the questions that you have around, oh, where's my career going? That might be one. Or we have people coming into the program with the should I or shouldn't I set up a coaching business? Should I or shouldn't I relocate? Do I or do I not want to continue down this senior leadership pathway? Well, you don't have to have those questions answered in order to train as a coach. Like when people are in that space of like crossroads, I think would be a great example. We say to people, come on the course, you can work that out when you're here. You're going to be coached lesson in, lesson out. Every single time you come into contact with our content, you're going to be able to work through many of those questions because whilst you are learning the skills in order to help others, as we said, you're also learning the skills to help yourself. So you're not going to have to sit in the super frustration and confusion. You're going to have tools and resources to be able to work through what you want. So I think one of the results of training to be a coach is the ability to achieve your aspirations, even the sort of the silent whispers. If you have a silent whisper in the back of your mind, great, come train as a coach because that silent whisper is only going to build in volume and in force to be able to bring that into reality.
Yeah. So a great benefit is it helps you to make decisions. It
Mm,
helps you to make aligned decisions quicker, with more confidence, more kind of mental contentment. And just to clarify, it's on our level 5 and level 7 coaching programs that you have this coaching with your peers, because they are facilitated programs with cohorts. On our level 3 program, that is more of a self-guided experience. And then one of the other things, or the final thing we wanted to draw attention to around the results you get from training to be a coach, is it can enable you and support you to be an ally to others, to create inclusive environments around you. And that is really, really important.
Yeah, it is important. And I think it's something that people want.
Mm.
Like, you want to be an ally, but maybe you don't know how to be an ally, or you're not sure where to begin. And I think when you come on a coaching program and you learn the different ways to subtly support people with their permission, of course, you can apply these tools and resources to allyship as well. And, allyship, I think, is something which we want people to be active in. So how do you become an active ally? Well, be an active ally by coming and learning some skills and resources that you can apply to different relationships, whether that be internal to your organization or community organizations that you want to be a part of, or even your friends. If you have friends in marginalized parts of society, they don't even have to be marginalized. You can be an ally to anybody. But if you do have friends who feel marginalized, who feel like they don't belong, as a friend, come and learn how to be a great ally to your friends and your friends, peers and communities. So I think, yeah, training to be a coach has just so many different benefits and results that you can gain.
Thinking another way, another lens on it is it helps you to be an ally to yourself or with yourself. Like you're saying, enabling you to speak up when things don't, aren't right. And you want to challenge the status quo of things. And that takes a huge amount often to be able to do that. And, having the work and the support also, again, like of people around you and being in supportive environments can enable you to do that. So there's 10 different things, or reasons, benefits of training to be a coach. And of course, one of the other things is love. Like, we train people in an environment of love. Like, we love bringing people together. We love sharing the content. We love supporting people to grow. We love supporting people to break through the limiting beliefs that, might have been very noisy, making a lot of noise behind them during their lives. And we love to see people succeed and go on and share that new knowledge and experience with other people in a way that feels right for them.
And I would also say, like, that sometimes when people hear, like, oh, we train in an environment of love, it's like, oh, that's nice, like, that's soft and that's gentle. It's like, yes, yes, it is, but it isn't all easy, you know, gliding through. Like, we will challenge you. We will challenge you to be a great coach. We will give you feedback. You'll be observed. You'll be shared where your strengths are coming through, and also where the development opportunities are. We want you to be in the stretch zone of your learning, because if you sit in a comfort zone, you're not really going to learn too much. We don't want you in panic, but we are going to push you gently to be the greatest coach that you can be. And whatever starting point you join us from, so we've had people come on our programs that are already experienced coaches, but they haven't got the accreditation. So they want to come and do a qualification to amplify what they already bring to the table. And we also have complete beginners who are sort of, they know about this thing called coaching. They've maybe done some ad hoc sort of mentoring or guiding in their role, but they really want to now step in. Great. We can handle both, because we work with where your starting point is on a personalized basis. And on that, when you hear us talk about our level 3, 5, and 7, you don't have to start at the level 3, then do the level 5, then do the level 7. So, if you're thinking, I'd really love to be a coach, but you just don't know where to start, a great place to start is to do our quiz. So you can head over to mycoachingcourse.com, which is going to help you to decide which coaching qualification is right for you. And when you do that quiz, if you give us your permission, someone from our team will shoot you an email and say, hey, like, I saw you've done our quiz. Do you want to hop on a call? You don't have to, and we aren't going to hassle you, but it's an opportunity for you to be able to reach out to us. Or if you just want to book a call direct, you can head to our website at igcompany.co.uk, where you can find our courses and also access a way to book a call with our team there.